everyone, Josh here with X's, bringing you guys and gals some more Cat Fantasy, and today we have the global release of the game, so we're going to go ahead and do a first impression. Now, usually when I do a first impression, I will play through the game, talk about some of the various elements of the game, like the UI, the sound, the animation, the gameplay, and give my overall rating out of 10 at the end. However, I've been playing this game for nearly a year between CBTs, PTR, Early Access, etc., and if you go into current the latest SEA version of the game, it's pretty much what we get right now on day one global, outside of just a few slight changes. Like we have a new premium currency up here that you can see when you purchase things. It'll be Erythite or Erythist rather, instead of getting opals, which is what it was before, which is definitely a significant change and probably really the only major one that I've seen so far, outside of a few of the units being called different names now and some of the game modes being called different names as well. Outside of that, I'm not really seeing too much that's different. If I discover any more things, I will definitely make note of it and maybe even make some videos to update you on those comparisons. But that's kind of the major thing so far. So I can go ahead and safely go and rate this game 8 out of 10 because I already kind of know what to expect. But I still want you guys and gals who are not familiar with Cat Fantasy to let me know what you would rate the game based on what you see in today's video in the comment section below. I love reading those, and let me know why you rated it that way as well. I want to say one thing before we get into actually some of the things that you can do in the game. I would rate this game a 9 out of 10 because it is that good. It has that much content. There's that many things to do. It is that well polished. There's lots to do in this game in terms of gameplay, strategy, different types of content, its uniqueness between event after event. Some of the quality of life improvements that they've added have really bumped the game up and taken it to another level. The graphical capabilities of this game are pretty on point. I don't want to say that they're like up to Star Rail Hoyoverse level yet, but they're like a tick below, and that's fine for what this game is. If you're a story-driven player, there's plenty of story in this game to kind of dive into and explore and get some of the lore on some of these characters and the world building and the environment. So that's all good stuff. Now, there are a couple things that I was hoping that would change between early access and global, and that is the units that are locked behind paywalls and some of the skins that do have stats, obviously, that are also locked behind paywalls. Those to me are considered gacha taboos, and there's 2 of them in the same game. I'm not a big fan of it. Now, that would normally make me want to give this game a complete pass, or just completely skip the game, uninstall it, be mad about it, whatever. Just say, why would you do things like this? However, the game has so much more to offer, and they also have alternatives that are free to play friendly for those issues. So I can kind of overlook it for the most part, but I still don't want to see it in 2024. So I just wanted to go ahead and address that quickly in case some of you were worried about those things. If you are free to play, those will not stop you from progressing, I promise. There's lots of other ways you can get around that, so do not worry. With that said, let's go ahead and get into some of the actual things you can do in this game. So for one, we have the cafe. When you unlock the cafe, you basically are running your own restaurant. And in this restaurant, you're going to be focusing on trying to sell your goods and get tips, which you can then use in the tip shop. Okay, so when you get tips, you can come in here to the tip shop, and then you can start buying various different resources. The biggest resource you're going to be getting from this are your Flower of Light 1, 2, and 3, because you're going to be using those to level up your skins on your characters. There are tons of free skins available in this game. Every character, for the most part, I believe, gets a skin at UR when you rank them up. You also can get additional skins through events, through summons, etc., etc. There's tons of ways to do it. So that's what you're going to be doing there. You're going to be selling goods and services. You're going to be able to craft food in here by cooking, which are going to be used in your dispatch or delivery service, if you will. There are leaderboards for this mode. As you can see, Yay or Yeah is number 1 right now in tips. I'm all the way down here at 106 because I've not really done much in the game yet because I've had a lot to do today. Kids going to school and all that stuff. But yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get through all of it. Daily Reset is quite a long time away, so we have plenty of time to get in here and get some stuff done. But that is more or less the cafe. You can set up your staff, your manager, and just have fun cooking and selling goods. And then, of course, you can turn those goods into deliveries. which you can do over here in the Kato City, which is kind of like the main area of where all your additional game content will be. Now, the Nightmare's Call, this will be more for your mid to end game players to be able to go in and do these hard, I don't want to say harder stages, which progressively will get stronger and stronger. So you're going to need more strategy, but they give you lots of rewards for your exclusive equipment, which I believe they renamed them this game to something else. We'll look at that in a moment. You also get hero shards from that as well, so you can start starring up some of your favorite SSRs. We have the Simu Battle Center, which is basically your tower. We have the training hub, and then we have the colored towers over here that you unlock after you've cleared floor 20 of the tower. I believe I'm on 14 right now, right? Yes, I'm on the 14th floor. I don't think I can beat it yet. The CP recommended is 26,800. I'm at 25,200 with this particular team. I'm going to have to, level up my Youngkin and my Triss and all that. I'll get to that in a moment, but I'll show you why you want to kind of get your power up, because the speed meta in this game is built around your CP. If your CP is lower than the enemy gets to take their entire turn first with all their units going before you, and vice versa if you have higher CP. Now in Arena, it's more balanced. It goes back and forth. You take a turn, they take a turn, you take a turn, they take a turn, etc. So it's a lot more balanced in Arena than it is in PvE. But as you can see here, since they have a higher CP, they're going to go in here and just beat on my team a little bit. Not fun. And a lot of the times you're going to lose because of it. Now, there are units in this game that do allow you to be able to survive not going first, even in PvE. So, there is a second team, a second turn team strat out there. So don't worry, there are possibilities. It's not all doom and gloom if you don't go first. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so our units are just going in here. We have it on auto right now, ×2 speed. If you buy the privilege pack for $3, you will unlock 3 times speed, which in my opinion is the real 2 times speed, but whatever. Okay, you're getting to see a little glimpse of the gameplay and combat system as well. It does utilize skill cards, which you can break down into, level 2 and level 3 cards, which make the skills obviously stronger. And depending on how many units you have currently alive, that's how many skills you can use per round or turn, if you will. So there's that as well. And then when you get your SP full, those little circular icons underneath your character's HP bars, when you get those up to 5, you can use your ultimate the very next turn. And there are some units out there that will give you free SP immediately, which will allow you to ult much sooner, especially in Arena. That'll be very helpful where you're able to kind of ult on your second turn, second round. That's pretty big. Okay, we actually beat it that time, surprisingly. So we lost before, and now we've conquered it. So we are now going to tower floor 15. We're going to go and exit, though. You can let that go on autopilot. It'll just go right to the next floor and keep going and going and going until you lose. So if you're very overpowered and you have some things to do, there's a nice little built-in AFK function there where you kind of just let the tower floors clear themselves for you until you come back and take over, or if you die. So that's really helpful for you out there as a nice quality of life feature. And that's also showing you guys and gals some of the gameplay. Back to content, though. We go back in here. You'll see here, we've talked about the delivery service a couple times. This is, where you're going to be able to deliver some of your goods, some of the items that you've crafted through cooking. You can also gain some of these materials through the treasure system in the cafe as well. We'll do like a full cafe delivery service, maybe guide video in the future if you guys want to see something like that. It's not going to be the most amazing thing out there or the most interesting, but in case some of you are wanting to know some of the little tips and tricks on getting more tips itself, we can do that. And we can also kind of help you get some of these items already ready to go, so that way you can just go in and just click delivery and just be done with it, end it pretty quickly. And as you go through and unlock more areas, you're going to also have more deliveries to do per day. So I believe at max you can do like 60 deliveries in one day, because it's 10. When you fully max it out, you'll be able to do 10 per area, and there's obviously 6 areas. So You will be doing a lot of deliveries a day, but trust me, when you get to mid-end game, it'll be very quick. You're going to have so much surplus of materials and items that you won't have to sit there and cook and cook and cook and cook and cook and go and farm the food dungeons over and over and over again. You won't have to do that. You'll get to the point where you're going to have a surplus of a lot of that, and the cafe is pretty much going to put that on autopilot for you for the most part. So all that stuff will be very, very minimum effort later on. So don't let that stuff kind of, keep you from wanting to play and enjoy the game. Early game, it is a bit of a pain, yes. But it gets easier over time, I promise. It gets very easy over time. All right. So back to banners, by the way. We have a current raid up banner, the newbie recruit, using raid up summons. I'm going to make a video after this talking about summon or skip. So definitely stay tuned for that to find out if this unit is actually worth going for and what potential units are going to be coming after this hero that you might want to go for instead. We'll see. Stay tuned. Don't want to miss a thing. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. So that is that. We have these beginner missions as well when you first getting started. They have 7 days worth of these missions, or 72 missions in total. You're going to go ahead and get a free copy of Anja for free. You will get 3 copies of her in the game, which will allow her to become a 2-star free to play, and she's one of the better supports in the entire game, and she's going to be a mainstay in your core team for a long time. So that is a very, very strong free to play unit right there. We already did the reroll guide. I talked about that. I'm actually surprised they already put the skin summons in the game day 1 of Global. It took us several months before we saw this in the SEA version of the game, so they definitely wanted to make sure that Global got everything day 1. The only thing that we're really missing is we don't obviously have all the raid up heroes yet, because those are going to be coming over time, and of course the events that come with them as well. So those will be coming over time. Those are going to be something to look forward to. Which, by the way, if you go down here to what's new, you can kind of see that the new raid up that we're going to be getting in a week from now is going to be none other than Dorothy. And she's also going to be bringing with her a new event, Training Trials. So we already kind of know what to expect here in about a week from now already. I like that they put that little touch in there and kind of allow us to know what's coming soon. Kind of like a mini roadmap. I love it. That's nice. Okay. Now, in the hero box area, you kind of see what units I already have available. I pulled a Minami, SSR, and I pulled, I believe, a Yunkin. Yep, a Yunkin. So those are the 2 SSRs that I have so far on this particular account. I am free to play. I don't know if I'm going to stay free to play in this game or not. In SEA, I didn't. Maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We are building up my rare Ashura right now. She's at 4-star. Trying to get her to 5. She might actually be able to get to 5 right now. Yes, she is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get her to 5-star. That's how the star up system works. There are star up effects for the characters. There's ascension, materials you need, level up materials you need. You can see the total info, the affection, which will boost mood, which you're going to be using that in delivery services, and also in the cafe if you want to make them staff members or managers. And we'll get into whole guides about that as well, because there's definitely a few units out there that you want to build the affection up on before anyone else, because it's going to help you get more tips. Some units also are able to have life skills, which will help with fishing. For example, this Ashura increases Calorie Cove big catch chance by 15%. We'll maybe do a fishing guide if you guys are interested in that in the future. We have, of course, the outfits. You have your base outfit, and then you have your UR outfit, and then some units have even more outfits after that, depending on the unit. And they all give you stats, and they all stack. So keep that in mind. So, in a nutshell, that is pretty much what Cat Fantasy is. It is a turn-based 3D RPG. It has other various little mini games and modes that you can do, like fishing, cooking, delivery services, the mode that we mentioned earlier where you can walk around as a cat and do a little mini platform game, and they might add new stuff like that in the future. And the events are all pretty unique from each other as well, which I find very, very exciting. But that is more or less Cat Fantasy. I don't want to dive too much more into it because I'll save those for all the individual guides. and tips and tricks, stuff like that for you guys and gals out there to help you along your way in your cat fantasy journey. So that's going to be it for me. We already gave my rating at the beginning. Let me know what your guys and gals rating is in the comment section below. And stay tuned for more cat fantasy content because I really enjoy the game. Gerky enjoys the game. This is one of the most complete gachas that will release this year. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for a really good in-depth game that has lots to offer, definitely check out Cat Fantasy. Don't let the name fool you. This is a very good game. So that's going to be it for me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, take notifications. Join us in Discord in the description below as always. And of course, follow us on X at Exodus Media. Until then, peace.